In this video, you'll learn how to set up direct sponsorships in beehiiv. With direct sponsorships, users can create a custom storefront where advertisers can view and book different ad products and packages, and even view your real-time subscriber count, open rate, and click-through rate. Let's get straight into it. To get started, log into your beehiiv account and go to Monetize and Ads. From here, click on Overview under Direct Sponsorships to begin creating your first storefront product. Products are essentially different ad formats that you plan to run in your newsletter and that you're offering to advertisers. For example, I might create a product for an ad in my newsletter called Primary Ad, and it might include a sponsor's logo at the top of my newsletter and a 300-word ad in the middle of it. When you're creating a product, you can provide these details to the advertiser so that they know what they're paying for. To start creating your first product, click on New Product. From here, you can enter the product name, description, and price. This information will be shown on your storefront page. Next, you'll be able to enter a message that will be visible to advertisers during the booking process. Here, you can enter disclaimers or any information that may be relevant to advertisers. And next, you can select your product type, which is the type of ad you're offering to advertisers. In this case, we're creating a primary ad, so I'll select primary. If you're unsure of what type of ad to create, you can see the different ad types and a description of what they are when you open up the drop-down menu. Once you're done, hit next. Now we'll be choosing the product frequency. Here you can essentially tell advertisers how often you're offering this type of product. Depending on what you select here, advertisers will be able to see different available slots on your calendar to book. For example, if you write a daily newsletter, the frequency of the product would be daily, and advertisers would see a calendar with open ad slots on every single day of the month. In this example, we publish our newsletter once a week on Friday, so I'll select weekly for the frequency. For the start date, you want to select today's date if you want to start offering this ad type immediately. Essentially, advertisers will see open ad slots on your calendar starting from the start date. Next, we can specify what specific days advertisers can run their ads. Since we publish our newsletter every Friday, we can simply select Friday, and advertisers will only be able to see open ad slots on Fridays. If you publish a newsletter multiple times a week, you can select multiple days. And lastly, you can set the placements per issue. Essentially, this is how many of this specific type of ad you'll include in a newsletter. In this example, we're creating our primary ad, so there'll only be one placement per issue. But if you're creating a different type of product, like a secondary ad or classified ad, for example, you might have more than one placement per issue since they're typically smaller than primary ads. Depending on how many placements per issue you specify here, an advertiser will see this number of open ad slots on the days you specified. So in this example, if I were to set it to 2 placements per issue, advertisers would see 2 open slots on Fridays. Once you're done with this step, click Next. From here, you can now set the asset requirements. Depending on the product format, you can specify different asset requirements for advertisers to submit when they're booking. Assets are things like images, links, and text that you need from an advertiser in order to include their ad in your newsletter. The assets they submit during the booking process can later be easily integrated into a post. When you've determined your asset requirements, simply click on Add Asset Requirement. Starting from the top, you can first choose the asset type and format. Short response can be useful if you require advertisers to provide a heading or title for an ad. You can automatically format the response that they submit as H1, H2, H3, or H4 text when you later insert it into your post. Next, the long response option can be useful if you're collecting ad copy that will be used for the ad. Whatever the advertiser submits here will automatically be formatted as body text when you insert it into your post. Next, there's an image asset type, which is useful if you're running an ad that requires an image or a GIF. And lastly, there's a link, which can be formatted as a text link or as a button. This is useful for the call to action of an ad. Next, we have the prompt, or essentially what advertisers will see when they're submitting this type of asset. You can use this prompt to tell advertisers what they should enter in this step. And lastly, you can set placeholder text, which can be an example of what you want advertisers to provide in this step. For example, if you selected short response and want advertisers to enter a heading for an ad, you can provide an example here. Once you're done finalizing your asset requirements, click on Create Product. Now you'll see the new product you just created in the Products tab. Here you can click the 3 dots icon next to a product to edit the product and make changes, hide the product from your storefront, duplicate the product, or archive it. Additionally, you can also create a new product here or a package, which is a bundle of products. For example, if you're offering a primary and secondary ad in every newsletter, you can sell them in a bundle for advertisers to easily book both. Or if you're offering a primary ad, like in our example, you can also offer multiple units of the same product and sell it for a discounted price. Simply click on package and then select your products from the drop-down menu. Once you select a product, you can now select the number of units. In this example, we're giving a discounted price to advertisers if they book 4 primary ads at once. So for the number of units, we're going to enter 4. Once you're done creating a package, simply click on Create Package. Now this package will also be visible on your storefront. Now the last step is to get your storefront live. To do this, click on Storefront Builder from the menu on the left-hand side. Now make sure Enable Storefront is enabled, enter your contact email, and click on Confirm. Now you have a custom storefront that has the products you just created. Now when an advertiser books through the storefront, you'll be able to accept or deny their request. If you accept their booking, you can simply insert the ad with all the assets into a post by entering /ads and choosing that ad from the list of ads. Once you do this, you'll see your ad inserted into your post. In addition to advertisers being able to book your ads through your storefront, you can also create and share proposals to advertisers directly. The difference between your storefront and a proposal is that a proposal is meant to be shared with a specific advertiser rather than a web page that anyone can view. To create a proposal, go to the Overview tab and click on New Proposal. From here, select a partner, or in other words, an advertiser, from the drop-down menu. Any advertisers who previously booked an ad through your storefront will show up here, but you can alternatively click Create New Partner from the drop-down menu to create a new partner profile. Next, choose a product you want to include in this proposal and the date when this product would hypothetically be run. Now enter a proposal in title and price and hit Next. On this last step, you can now preview your proposal and enter a message for the advertiser if you'd like. When you're done, click on Create Proposal. Once you've done this, you've now created a custom proposal that can easily be shared with an advertiser. You can do this by copying the proposal link and sharing it with the advertiser. On this proposal page, similar to your storefront, an advertiser can now submit asset requirements and book a product directly on this page. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, you might enjoy the other monetization tutorials on our YouTube channel.